All right, going to review and shoot this Remington 1120 gauge today. So this one's on loan to me today by my buddy Andrew, so really appreciate that, Andrew. And I'm actually really excited to shoot this because I've always wanted to try out an 1100 and I've yet to get to. And I didn't even know they made them in 20 gauge, so that just brought the excitement factor up even more. So I can't wait to try this thing out. All right, so this is the 1100 20 gauge, as I said. So it's a semi-automatic, not a pump. And this is the LT-20, okay? So I don't know if it's like a youth model or whatever, but it's certainly a smaller model. So you could probably see that it's got this short length of pull here. I think it's like, I'll throw the stats up, like 12.5 inches, something like that. It's a shorter length of pull. However, that being said, it has the short length of pull stock here, but he wanted the full length barrel. So it actually has the full length barrel on it instead of the more compact barrel that it should have came with. At least that's what he told me, and I trust his word, so that's what we're going with. So other than this half of it being one version of it and this half being the other version, you know, internally speaking, it's still an 1120 gauge. So that's certainly not going to affect anything like that. That's just all ergonomically based there. But I wanted to throw that in there for any of you guys that are 1100 fans and you'd look at this and think it looks a little wonky. That's why, because you got the full length barrel on there, but you got the shorter length of pull stock. So according to the barrel there, only 2 3/4 inch shells, which is fine because that's all we have today. And it is a modified choke. You got kind of this vent rib barrel here and just a standard front bead sight there. Not wanting to focus for me there, but that's basically your sight picture. Looks a little bigger and blurry there because the camera won't focus. It's 4 or 5 round capacity in the tube here. I'm not sure which. I'll throw the stats up here. But I do believe he has a plug in this because when I tip it back and forth, I can feel in here something sliding around in there. So pretty sure she's plugged, and I'm not going to mess with this plug and try to remove it or anything like that. But generally speaking, 4 or 5 round capacity plus 1 in the chamber. I'm going to put a little variety of ammo through it today. I got this Federal 9-shot here. We'll go to the clay range and shoot some clays with it as well. We'll pattern these as well, see what they do out here. I got this 2 buck for it, and then I got some slugs too. So we're just down here on the pistol bay. I'm going to set my target out there, 20 yards for the patterns, and we'll knock some of the steel down before we head over to the clay range, and then we'll head down to the rifle range to see how far we can reach those slugs out. I think I'm just going to shoot some steel with it first before we pattern it here. Got a laser rangefinder confirmed. That front row of targets there, the 3 in the front, those are 11 yards, and then to the back it's 15 yards. So let's hit those with that 9-shot and see if it'll knock them down. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot, link in the description if you want to get yourself a nice budget rangefinder. Alright, so load this back up here. One in the chamber. This should release her here. Yep. And he does have it plugged. It only fit 2 in the tube for me right now, almost 3, but it's plugged to where it's a 3 round capacity for 100 revolutions. So to load it, you just depress that right there, and then you can shove your shell in. Got one in the chamber. Back out here. Stayed open on me. I don't know if I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on that. For some reason I feel like I caused this. I'm not quite sure how, because it just locked back on us there. Interesting. So anyways, I'll release this. If you guys notice, my hands are rusty. I had to pull a rusty part off the truck that was dragging on the ground, so my fingernails are all nasty. Apologize for that. So load one in the chamber, replace that one, and good to go. Okay, let's keep running. Knock them down. Let's try to load it that way again. I don't think that had anything to do with that popping open on us there, but okay. This thing's fun, man. See how fast I can knock those 3 down over there. Ready? Gotta hit them to knock them over. Where's that release? There it is. Alright. See how quick I can do this transition. Ah, I hit it. Almost fell over. I got it. That 9 shot's just a little bit light there. That one on the right's always stronger anyways. Well, I'm going to repurpose this target real quick, and then we'll put a fresh one on for the 2 buck. So I just got a bunch of pistol holes in here, as you can see, but we'll be able to see that 9 shot against that, no problem. All right, I got that target out there at 20 yards to see how it patterns this 9 shot. The angle's going to look a little weird for you guys because the shotgun's off to the side, but I wanted you to see the shot there. All right, let's go see what it did. Bring this back here. We got other shooters on the other bay. I don't want to catch any fragments from the bullets there. All right, rolling over here. Okay, so I'll just pretty much put the bead right there. You can see the pattern. So looks like you can see it's a little thinner up here, so it certainly peppered the entire thing, but it could have just been well, I was kind of resting it off the bag there, that way you guys could see the barrel. So it could be patterning a little low there, or that could have just been because I was shooting it off the rest. But nice thick pattern there. We'll find out when we take it to the clay range. All right, let's try that 2 buck at 20 yards there. Let's see what happened here. It looked like it took a chunk. No, that's the duct tape. All right, we're good. So, looks a little interesting here. Kind of spread all over. I was kind of expecting it to shoot. Well, it's a modified. I guess that makes sense. I was out here with, what was it? New England firearm with a full choke, shooting these, and it strung them up and down pretty much in a line, and there's left and right maybe that much. This one just nice circle there with them, but I guess that makes sense for a modified choke compared to a full choke, that is. And of course, every gun's different anyways. That's why you're supposed to shoot different shells through your gun to see how your gun patterns specific shells, and then you get to choose what you want. That would actually be a really good pattern there for home defense. All right, let's see what this 2 buck here does to that bowling pin down there. Yeah, I almost forgot. We got to put some slugs down there at 20 yards to make sure, you know, we're on paper and where the point of impact is, because I'm going to try to take this thing out at least 50 down on the rifle range with slugs, probably further. All right, so again, the target's down there, 20 yards. I'm not going for superb accuracy or anything like that. Just going to freehand a couple of these down there. Just see where they're impacting. So I'm not going for accuracy at all. All right, so yeah, it is printing low for me, even with these slugs here. Ugh. Yeah, so I was just holding the bead on this, and that's where our slugs are going. So I do believe, like I said earlier, it was patterning a little low with that 9 shot. The 2 buck here is pretty well centralized, because you see we even got one clear up here. But it is sending these slugs a couple inches low for me there. And that could just be me. Everybody's different. Everyone, you know, especially with just a bead sight, may hold the bead in a slightly different position than the next guy. So for, you know, someone else, it might hit dead center there, but for me, it's a little bit low. So we'll have to remember that when we go out to the rifle range. All right, down here at the rifle range now, I got my gong down there at 50 yards there. So let's see what we can do with that.
So my first shots were actually going way under the target, like directly under it. Took me a few shots to figure this out. I'll just show you a couple here. Then once I found that out, I held higher, and then I was able to hit the target.
So given the fact that my holdover is so extreme, I don't think I'm going to try for any further than 50 yards there, because the holdover will just keep increasing the further out I go. Hopefully we can still get some clays with it. We're going to head out to the clay range here. But like I said, guys, I mean, generally, you know, shotgun shoot pretty well point of aim for me. It's just, for me at least with this one, the way I'm holding it, looking down the sights, you know, just putting that bead on top there. It seems to be sending everything low for me there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the case for everyone, because I've seen it firsthand. Different shooters will have different point of impact with their shot and slugs and whatnot, because they just aim and hold the shotgun slightly different. So could just be me. I don't think so, but at least for me out here today, is shooting everything pretty low except for that buckshot. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind at the clay range there. I'm going to just aim right at them, well, other than the obvious lead. I'm just going to aim level with them, see if I can, you know, be hitting them. And if I have issues, I'll just aim a little high, like over top of them. That way we can strike them.
Due to the lighting at this particular time of the year, it's real hard for me to capture these clays on the camera here, but I did manage to get a few. Overall, I had about 80% hit ratio, but once I found where to hold a little towards the end there, I had better luck than that. But let me just show you a few here, and we'll move on.
Cool. Cool. Well, what happened to that one? I pressed it. Come out. Alright, well, there you go. Not really any issue hitting those clays there. I'm not quite sure how far that, probably about 30 yards out there. So I'm just having to aim a little high on them and lead them about 6 to 8 inches. I don't really have an issue breaking them. But yeah, that'll do it there, guys. I really like the gun. It's a real pleasure to shoot. Seems to pattern pretty good. Shoots the slugs pretty accurate as well. Again, other than the fact that for me, I have to aim a little high because they seem to drop low on me there. It was 100% reliable, other than that very early on. I think it was like the second, third, fourth shot, something like that. It stayed back. Again, I even said then I wasn't sure if I accidentally bumped something or what. I still feel like I caused that. I'm not quite sure how, but other than that one little weird fluke, it's ran flawless all day for us with birdshot, buckshot, and slugs. So, but you know, these things are known for that. The 1100s, they usually run really freaking good. Like I said, I never heard of the 20 gauge until Andrew's like, yeah, I got a 20 gauge. I was like, oh, sweet, let me try that. So, you know, it seems like this 20 gauge one runs pretty good too. But yeah, that'll do her there, guys. Thanks again, Andrew, for letting me borrow it for the review. Hope you guys enjoyed this somewhat of a retro review here today, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping in.